The Grow My Cleaning Company podcast helps owners of cleaning companies just like you to grow your company and yourself so you can make more money and finally get the time and money freedom that probably got you into this business. Discover how to automate and create systems that allow you to grow like crazy without losing control. If you dig the show and want to show some love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. It really helps. Enjoy the show. Hey, Cleaning Nation, Mike Campion here with Percy Akhtari. This guy started Cyper Cleaning Services October 2022, which is interesting because we are recording November 2022. So we got a brand new guy, Mission Viejo, California. Welcome to the show, man. What made you, I'm always interested, as a new guy, how did you find the Cleaning Nation?
Yeah, sure. Well, firstly, I want to say it's an absolute honor that I'm on the show with you, spending time looking at your videos and then being able to be on your show. It is an absolute pleasure. But yeah, so what got me into the cleaning?
Hold on, let me respond to that. For those of you that aren't on the YouTube channel, and feel free to join us on YouTube to see. Percy's both younger and better looking than me, so I obviously already don't like him, and dressed better. So like we're kind of enemies. But then he says nice things, and now I feel like a jerk.
Yeah, I can change it to a T-shirt if you want.
It would help. Well, he's probably ripped and skinny, and even that would be a I'll do my best, Percy, but we are, I'm not pleased with our, so far you're too nice and it's making it hard for me not to like you. So I'll do my best. All right. That said, let's jump in. If you're usually, I'll get a little bit of background. Oh, how did you find us? And then what's your question I can serve you with today?
Yeah, sure. So, I love to educate myself and constantly learning. So, I go on YouTube, type up like cleaning business tips, starting cleaning business, and then you pop up. So a few other people and you. So I was looking through your videos and you offered absolutely excellent advice. So I blew through like 20 of your videos in like a couple hours. So I love the advice you were giving. So, I joined the Facebook group because you said there's people exchanging information there. And then I guess one thing led to another and now I'm here. So
and for those of you who don't know, we do have a free Facebook group. I think there's like 15,000 members. Great place to kind of connect. So if you're obviously, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, you're either aware of the podcast or the YouTube channel, but we have a Facebook group that's awesome. I think I just started tweeting. Feel free to join us there, Cleaning Co Grow, and Instagram. Y'all love yourself some Instagram. We're on Instagram. So check us out wherever you want to hang. All right. That said, what's going on in your world, man? What question can I specifically answer for you today?
Sure. So I think the primary question I have would be, hold on, I believe it left my thing. I believe we spoke about it previous to everything.
So let me save Percy because he's stressing out. I don't want to.
Yeah.
So when we start, just so you know, when people come to the podcast, they fill out a little application and kind of give their questions. And he had two. And I think, and I want to help you where you're at. So let me tell you if I'm missing, but I think what he was asking, the question we talked about is how to sell at high ticket prices that keep the margins right when clients are complaining about price too high.
That was it. Yeah. Sorry.
Don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, that was exactly it. Yeah.
I just felt I was going to let you go. I just didn't want to add it on your application. I don't want to be the jerk like you're all stressed that I'm like, figure it out, Percy. I have the answer, but I'll just shut up and let you figure it out. All right. So let's talk about that. And he had two, and I said I'd answer either, but I prefer to answer this one because I think it'll be of more value to you, Cleaning Nation. So first of all, I want to encourage, believe it or not, it sucks because we think it's all about the client and and there's some sort of magic words I can give. And if I just had the perfect script, somehow I would sell at a better price. And that just couldn't be further from the truth. So the real lever that you need to push is your beliefs. So if I believe I'm competing on price and the low price gets the bid, and my only goal is to win the bid, and my belief is I need the bid, I am screwed. I have no words or word tracks or magic voodoo that you can say to get to make it work. Because you're going to come in with, well, if I can, and if you don't mind, I know that's a lot, and blah, 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 and we're just in the complete wrong space. It would be like if I was selling, this doesn't show how old and out of touch I am, but I do have a young wife who knows things, but Chanel bags, and I'm sure Chanel sucks and it's not cool anymore. But back in the day,
Chanel's great. Yeah.
Chanel's still cool. All right. Percy says I'm square. Yeah. Chanel, I don't think is ever in the history of or Gucci, right? I saw the movie Gucci, good movie, by the way. On history has asked, how do I get more margin? How do I convince my people when they bitch the price is too high? They know that that's not the client they want. Most people go, I'm not spending $4,000 for a purse 99% of the earth. That's okay. Gucci or Prada or whoever doesn't go, how can I convince them to whatever? They know that's the wrong person. The right person, the right client goes, I would never spend $100 on a purse. My friends would know. It'd be embarrassing. It's going to be garbage. So it isn't finding the Walmart shopper and convincing them to spend $4,000 on a purse. It's finding the $4,000 purse buyer and helping them understand your purse will get them to feel the way that they want to feel. It will give them the status. So by the way, people only buy on status. Walmart buys on status because they're like, getting the best deal is what gives me status and makes me feel good about myself. The reason people use celebrity endorsements is I might look at Kim Kardashian and go, I'm probably never going to live that life. Not that I'm, 48-year-old dude. So that's probably not something I want to live.
Probably not the best to live that life.
Let's say I'm a 28-year-old girl and I do want to, I know I'm not going to, I just can't. But if she wears a certain purse or buys a certain kind of coffee or has some sort of accessory, I can have a little bit of that, right? So it's really status. The Gucci purse buyer gets status from spending a lot of money on a purse. If they didn't have to spend a lot, they wouldn't get the status that they wanted. So we have to, does that make sense with the psychology of who we're helping? If we come in with
that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Okay. And I would say in my experience, less than 10% of the buyers actually want the cheapest price, period. Now, a lot of you guys listening, you're going, hold on, I'm in the market, Mike. 80% of the people tell me they want the cheapest price. I understand that. And I'm not disagreeing. And that's not what I said. What I said is less than 10% actually want the cheapest price. So the delta, the difference between the 80% that tell you they want the cheapest price and the 10% that actually want the cheapest price is what's called education. So for you guys out there, here's ready for my high pressure sales pitch. We get 300 applications a month to work with us. We'll accept a dozen or so. We're wildly expensive and we only take people who we could rock. If we can't change your lives forever, we don't want them. Now, with that pitch, someone that's like, I was hoping for a $97 ebook is not going to call for our services, which is great. I do not want to speak with that guy. Go find a hobo down by the river in a van, give him a shiny nickel and a hug, and maybe he'll coach you. If you want to change your damn life, it is not cheap. So you see how nothing I said was about money. And if I did, it was going to be expensive. And the wrong people are going to go, oh, I don't want this guy. Okie dokie, podcast is totally free. We've done almost 900 episodes. Go buy one of my books for $20 on Amazon or whatever. That's not what we're looking for. So hopefully you're hearing a wild belief in me that I'm going to have more clients than I can possibly handle at the price that I want. And does that mean I'm going to work with fewer people and be more selective? Daggone right I am. And the people are like, are you kidding? I would never pay for that much. That's insane. Yeah, I'm not. How much time am I going to convince that knucklehead? Yeah. None. Zero. Pass. Yeah. I want the guy that's like, oh my God, I would pay anything. I just need help me change my life and I'll do the work. That's what I want. So how that relates to you is we need to educate the people that believe it's price. Typically what they really believe, if we just ask them questions, is I don't want to get screwed. And I want to get more value than I give. If it costs me $1,000 a month, I want to get $2,000 worth of value. But because they're not sure on the value they're going to get, and they're not clear on that, they're like, well, if I just spend less money, there's less risk. Sure. They don't really understand. So the conversation, so the conversation might be, we'll go residential for this example. You talk to them and they give you some version of like, what do you want, Percy? I want the most clean for the least amount of money. I want everything dusted, and the last cleaners left dust and they weren't perfect. And I want more clean. And I don't want to spend any money. That's what they're all going to say. Not because that's what they want, because no one ever taught them how to buy. That's what they believe because they're ignorant, not in a bad way, just without any other information. If you told me I have two cars and they're exactly identical and one's 10 grand and one's 12 grand, I want the 10 grand. But I'm not a smart buyer is going to go, what's with the 12 grand? Why is that more? What's going on? And if those features and benefits are more important, then I'll spend the 12 grand. But if I don't know anything and everything's the same, well, of course I'll do the 10. So when people go, I want the most cleaning for the least amount of money, the wrong response is, are you stupid? You dummy, you should pay more. You're going to get screwed. You can try that. Probably won't work so well. A better result would just be to ask some questions. Got it, Percy. Well, we're not the cheapest, but let me just ask you some questions about what you really want. Make sure if I can't help you, we can at least help you find someone that can. So the cheapest way would obviously be hiring illegal immigrants that are forced to work under slavery, that we just keep tied up in a room and don't pay them. Would that be okay? Most people are going to go, no, I don't want that at all. Oh, okay. No. So we're not looking for the cheapest. We're looking for the cheapest legal. Is that fair? Yeah, they have to be legal. Oh, okay. I'm just trying to help you with the cheapest. That's all.
Yeah, okay.
But you don't want that. Okay. And, obviously people that are on work release programs from prison, they're a little cheaper wage wise than, some other people. Are you okay? No. Oh, okay. So not only do they need to be legal, but we're not looking for prisoners or work release or tattooed or people that don't speak English or people that are rude. And obviously if we just put people in and don't train them, training is expensive. But if you want to save money, we wouldn't have them. Oh, you do want training. I'm misunderstood. What about uniforms? Is it okay if they come in with, saggy pants and a wife beater? Or would you like, oh, you want a uniform? Okay. So once you start getting through the process, they realize, oh, I don't want the cheapest. I want to be treated fairly. Yeah. And you notice how I didn't pressure them into anything. If they go, yeah, no, I would like someone that just got out of prison if I could save a nickel. Fantastic. I'm not going to be the fit for that because that's not who we hire.
Yeah.
God bless. I think it's a great strategy. Go get them. I'm not your man.
Yeah.
So do you see how we change the subject from what does it cost and how can I be cheaper and your pricing is too high to, well, let's just talk about you and what you want. And once I'm crystal clear what you want, I want someone that's trained. I want someone on residential. It's not going to let my dogs out. That if me as the man of the house is going to be gone, I trust them in my home alone with my wife and my 6-year-old or 7-year-old kid. I want people that have insurance. If something goes wrong, it's going to be okay. I want people that aren't going to pull up in a crappy car that leaks oil in my driveway and looks bad in front of my house. There's like a bunch of weird stuff that I want that has nothing to do with price. But because I haven't thought this through, I just think I want the most clean for the cheapest price. Once you start asking questions, I'm forced to think this through. And now I'm an educated buyer and I can make a better decision. Now, are all these going to go with me? No, but at least I can help them make a good decisions. And the ones that do come aren't just willing to pay the price. They're super excited. Okay. Questions, comments, or remarks?
No, I think the car analogy you made about what they first perceive as the exact same vehicle, but they're priced differently. I think that was an excellent analogy because when a buyer's on a market and then they just see a bunch of cleaning business listings on Google, when they search up cleaning business by me, best cleaning in my area, they see just the
cheapest thing in my area. By the way, you advertise that, you're screwed. So if you go, call now for $50 off, 10% off, cheapest cleaning, best price, the whole thing shot. Because once you advertise that, now you're saying raise your hand if you're the price guy. So just to be clear, we all say we're the best, so that doesn't work. Best cleaners in the world. Well, guess what? There's 100 people in your area claiming that. 99 are lying. There can only be one.
There can only be one. Yeah.
The truth is, when we were talking about those questions about the training and letting the cat out and how they dress and their background and the uniform, cleaning didn't come up once because that's not really what they want. All right. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. Thank you for interrupting. That was very useful. But yeah, I think kind of what I gained from this is that you need to be able to differentiate yourself from the crowd and show really what value that you're bringing, what warrants your higher price, and why it would be far more beneficial for them to spend with you, rather than going with like an illegal immigrant that they don't know, like if they're going to come into their house and kidnap their dog, rename them, and take it for their own. Or
renaming is what really hurts, by the way.
That's painful. But so
let me take that one step further. So, and I think that will probably be enough for one podcast.
Yeah,
you said something really thoughtful. We don't want to convince them, which is true. And, we want to help them understand why our service is better or more beneficial or going to be of more value. True. I'm just going to give a little additional perspective on that. When I go into, I don't want to say selling, when clients call us for help, we do not try to sell them. And again, by the way, part of the magic is always have more leads than you can take. Then it's very easy to do this, right? So if I same with dates, right? If I get one date a year and I see a gal and I don't really like her, but this is my only date I'm going to get all year, my standard might be a little different than if I'm like, I got 17 dates this week, right? Just standard is going to be different. So same thing with leads. If you get 1 or 2 leads a month, really hard to hold the line. When you get 30, 40 leads a month and you logistically can only take 5 or 10 clients, the vibe changes. Yeah. So you don't want to go in trying to sell anyone anything. And this is what we do. If you call us for help, we're going to go, hey, we're going to look closely where you're at now and where you want to be and help you come up with a plan to get there. If we think we're the best people in the world to get you there, happy to tell you what that would look like. If not, we'll try and point you some other direction. And that's the sincere thing. If they're not a fit, we're not going to make an offer. We're going to try and help them go some other direction. That's exactly how you want to go into, we'll do commercial this time. You go into a commercial thing, if the whole vibe is they're going, I want the most cleaning for the least money. And you're like, well, I want the most money for the least cleaning. And we're going to fight this thing out. Good luck with that. if you go in going, I don't even know if I'm a good fit. My goal here isn't even to make you a bid. It's certainly not to get a job. It's to get crystal clear on what the problem is. Because you're calling us, and most of them aren't going from no cleaner to a cleaner. They're going from a cleaner they don't like to a cleaner they want. And probably the second or third or fourth time they've done this over the last couple of years, and they're getting frustrated. So we're like, obviously there's some sort of problem. And I don't want to just be another cleaner that 6 months from now, you're doing this again, right? There's a recurring problem. So let's figure out what's going wrong, and then we'll figure out how to solve it. And if I find out they're like, I watch my cleaners and I've follow them around and they're jerks and I don't want it. And they said they'll be here 3 hours and they're only here 2 hours and 57 minutes. Well, now I know the problem. The guy's a psychopath. So I'm not going to try and sell him something. I'm going to get the hell out of there. Or if he's like, I'm trying to get $3,000 a month of cleaning for $1,500, I'm going to help him understand. Well, that's the problem. You can either get crappy service for $1,500 and keep going through this, which is fine, or you can spend what it costs and get it fixed. And he might go, yeah, no, the money's more important. I don't mind. This isn't that. And then guess what? I'm not going to sell him or make him an offer. Why would I? Or he comes in and goes, we've had the same cleaning company for 3 years. So I'm just looking for 3 different bids to see if we can save a nickel, but I'm completely happy. I'm not bidding that guy. I'm going to go, call me when you have a problem. If everything's working great and it's a fair price, why are you upsetting the apple cart? I'm going to try to steal that job for a nickel, and then you're going to give it to someone else for a nickel after that and nickel after that. Are you insane? Like, when you want to solve a problem, let's talk. So when you go in, you're not trying to convince some of your merit versus other companies' merits. You're helping them get clear on what's going on, what the problem is, and then you're offering a solution. Only if you're like, I know I'm the best solution in the whole city of, Mission Viejo, then we're of course going to try and help them. But we're not selling them on, you got to get my stuff because I want your money. You're like, I understand your problem better than anyone is, and I know I can help you solve it. And what that would look like for a young guy like Percy, who's just starting, because I know there's a lot of you just starting out there. You're like, how do I compete with the big guys? Well, you could say something like, they've got 30 clients. They've been doing this for 20 years. They've had hundreds over time. You're my first client. You know how much attention and time, you know how important it is for me, for you to get a good result? 12 out of 10. And he might go, you know what, Percy, I appreciate that, but I just want someone that's got a bunch of reps and I can trust. And guess what? You can try and sell them. No, you go, no big deal. Thanks a lot. When I get bigger and better, call me if you're ready. But someone will go, yeah, I prefer the personalized attention. So you see how we're not trying to be like, listen how I'm better, listen on whatever. You're trying to find what their problem is and their needs and help them solve it. And if your solution is the best, sell like hell. Absolutely. Let's go. Let's get them in. But if you're not the best and they want something different, encourage them to go a different direction. That integrity will, A, long-term make you a lot of money. And B, it's so much more fun to help people because you're not selling and pressuring. You're like, I'm just here to help. And if I think we can fit, oh my gosh, I'm going to help you with that. And if not, go ahead.
Sorry. If I may interject, I think, I don't even think that most people, I did a little test calls when I was first starting out to kind of learn what people were saying on the phone, other cleaning companies, and none of them in my experience were even mentioning like solving the problem and tailoring a solution. So I think immediately having that paradigm shift in the beginning, it immediately differentiates you from the competition. So just that I think would be fantastic. And also I think I heard you say in a previous podcast that money itself isn't really real, and it really what it is a representation of value, I believe what he said. So there's people that they can go to a seminar and they're willing to pay $30,000 to hear someone talk, and that's just because they hear immense value and they think that $30,000, the ROI they get from what they spend, is going to change their life completely. And so I think when you kind of demonstrate it that way to the client, that what you're giving them is, like you said, the value delta from solving their problem and the price, it's huge, and that's why they would pay a higher price. And so I think that's super valuable. What you just said is kind of like focusing on providing value and solving a problem. I think that kind of eliminates price from the equation, because if it's in their budget, and they're willing to spend something, they're going to be willing to spend the maximum to get the best solution to their problem solved.
Well, most will. Like I said, there are the 10% that just want the cheapest thing, and that's fine. It's a fool's errand to try and spend time talking them into being different. You just find someone that's not crazy. So, all right, I could talk about this forever, but I want to make sure we keep the podcast tight. So, Cleaning Nation, if this has been helpful and you want more, like I said, you can follow us on Instagram, check out the Facebook group, bunch of free stuff, growmycleaningcompany.com. I think it has all the socials and crap. Check it out there. See you there. Bye. Well, here we are, the end of the podcast, and you made it. Great job. I've got a little bonus for you before for sticking through with me, but like I mentioned before, if you got value out of this podcast and you want to show a little love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever the heck you're listening to this thing. Share with a friend, share the love. And as a special thank you for those of you that stuck with me to the end, how about I give you my personal phone number so we can text? It's a great way for me to get to know you, your business, your goals personally. So shoot me a text now, 602-932-6431. 602-932-6431. I am the only one who responds to these texts, and I will personally respond to everyone I possibly can as long as this number is manned. Don't know how long we're going to keep this at the end of the podcast, so grab it now. 602-932-6431. Give me a text, say hey, can't wait to meet you.